catcher for the Reds. 2 for 13, a 154, 4 Ks, and a woeful 445 OPS. All right, our Jim Beam winning box scored, as the Reds Hall of Famer Marty Brennaman would say, this one belongs to the Cubs. 2 hits for Daniel Murphy and a run scored. Javi Baez, a 3 for 5, his 27th bomb. Anthony Rizzo, a 2 for 2, a home run, 3 knocked in. Ben Zobrist, a 2 for 4. Schwarber, a rough night, but Ian Happ had a knock. 2 more for Victor Caratini and 2 knocked in. And let's take a look at Javi Baez. He has been on fire his last 4 games. 9 for 19 over that span. 2 home runs, more importantly, 0 strikeouts. Each of those 4 games have been multi-hit efforts. Doug, this guy looks locked in.
Yeah, I mean, it's also for power. You know, you're not talking about a base hit here and there. I mean, he's driving the ball, hitting with authority, and going line to line. The defense is spread all over the place trying to defend against him, and he just keeps finding holes.
And they don't take bases like that. He's just a smart baseball player. Later in the game, he made a mistake, but in that situation, they needed him to get to third base. Anthony Rizzo, sac fly, just scores runs. He's a smart player, and when Javi's going good, it just affects the team around him. He's a guy that brings the energy, and when the top of the lineup, if those 4 guys are going, he's one of the top lineups in the game.
No question.
Continue it.
All right, look at this. Last 4 games, 9 of 19. 4 runs, 2 bombs, 4 knocked in, and 0 strikeouts. Multiple hits in each of his last 4 games. Previous 10, 5 for 38. 3 runs scored, no bombs, 1 RBI, and 11 strikeouts. So he has lit it up again. This guy's starting to really look good.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing how he finds a way to reduce those bad spells, and that's a sign of a maturing hitter, right? You find ways to get out of those slumps and get back on track. And someone who's as aggressive as he is, it's easy to get into, you know, ruts where you're not getting on base a lot because he's not going to walk very often. But now just he gets out of it and he makes those adjustments and he's back to this MVP form. I mean, he's definitely going to be a strong candidate to win MVP of the National League.
All right, time for our James & Sons Fine Jewelers fielding gem. Dilson Herrera loops a liner toward left, but Javi Baez skies high for the snag, doing it with the bat, the legs, and the glove. That is a sweet play.
What can this guy not do? I mean, he brings his glove to the park, and he almost took the wrong step, but was able to just throw that glove late and be able to make the play. This guy is just making plays for this team, and just another bag in his bag of tricks. Is El Mago for a reason.
Yeah, he is El Mago. All right, we'll be right back. Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois.
Nice choices. You see, now Verizon lets you mix and match your family unlimited plans like you mix and match your flavors, so you get what you want without paying for things you don't.
Number 6.
I know. Where do I put it? In my belly.
One family, different unlimited plans, starting at $40 per line on the network you deserve.
Corona wants you to have a great summer, but don't do it because we want you to. Do it because it's what summer wants. Summer wants you to slip out of the office and into a swimsuit and get pulled in all the right directions. It wants bonfires that go way later than they should. See those Coronas in the air? That's all summer. Basically, if you're summering with a Corona in hand, you're doing it right. But don't take it from us. Take it from summer.
You're turning onto the street when you barely clip a passing car. Minor accident, no big deal, right? Wrong. Your insurance company is going to raise your rate after the other car got a scratch so small you could have fixed it with a pen. Maybe you should take that pen and use it to sign up with a different insurance company.
For drivers with accident forgiveness, Liberty Mutual won't raise their rates because of their first accident. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Chicago, you've got great taste. Thanks for making us your #1 beer. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Sure you're fine with getting rid of the trophy case?
Yep.
And the carpet?
Mm-hmm.
And that?
Yes.
Platinum Plus offers extreme hide. Plus, it's up to 50% more washable and stain resistant than a leading premium paint. Menards and Dutch Boy Paint have you covered. Go ahead, live your life.
Right now at Menards, get 11% off everything, including Dutch Boy Paint.
Get 4 lines of unlimited data for $100 a month. Plus 4 free smartphones when you switch. Whoops. Unlimited. Yeah. Smile, you're on Cricket.
We have a serious problem. We're all at risk. We're all at fault. Distracted driving is killing innocent people every day. We're making conditions unsafe for everyone by not paying attention. Phones and devices down. Please. It really is a matter of life or death.
Time for our Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois keys to the game. Dougie, let's start with you, buddy.
Yeah, Cole Hamels setting the tone. He sets the tone by just the way he came out attacking, using that fastball, working in and out, both sides of the plates very effectively, and also the change of speeds. But really, once he's been established early on, he's found ways to keep that rhythm going. And it's something that the Cubs' entire rotation is feeding off of right now, as well as the rotation is pitching as a collective body. So this is what he's been able to do. And now, once the offense puts a couple runs on the board, a guy like Hamels has been able to preserve that lead and then take it all the way to the win, in this case with a complete game.
David.
All right, slug it out. I mean, it's great to see this offense hitting doubles, hitting homers, and after that game yesterday, you can just feel that tide's turning, and you saw just great at-bats from Rizzo being able to hit this first inning homer, staying inside the ball. And the team, it seemed like they had their attack. Their team attack was to swing at that first pitch, get ahead of this, whoever the pitching for the Reds, Sclafani, whatever. But you know, they didn't miss pitches that were over the plate, and they made mistakes and they drove mistakes, and that's what you want to see from this offense, driving the ball.
Earlier, we asked you to participate in our fan poll. Today's question was, which player will make a bigger impact down the stretch this season, Cole Hamels or Daniel Murphy? Survey says we're going to go, Daniel Murphy.
I like it.
51-49, almost 40,000 votes. So thank you for weighing in tonight on our poll question. All right, we'll take a fast timeout. We'll come back. Don't forget, In the Loop is coming up. We'll be right back.
Does your small business internet provider promise a lot? Let's see who delivers more. Comcast Business gives you gig speed in more places. The others don't. We offer up to 6 hours of 4G wireless network backup. Everyone else? No way. We let calls from any of your devices come from your business number. Them, not so much. We let you keep an eye on your business from anywhere. The others? Nope. Get 75 megabits per second internet for $49.95 per month for 2 years when you get 2 voice mobility lines. Call or go online today.
We've come so far, I guess I'm proud. And I ain't worried about the wrinkles around my smile. I got some scars, I've been around. I felt some pain, I've seen some things, but I'm here now. Those good old days.
I wish somebody would have told me, babe, someday these will be the good old days.
So we're moving along.
Michelin Premier. Safe when new, safe when worn.
Nice choices. You see, now Verizon lets you mix and match your family unlimited plans, like you mix and match your flavors, so you get what you want without paying for things you don't.
Number 6.
I know. Where do I put it? In my belly.
One family, different unlimited plans, starting at $40 per line on the network you deserve.
Your official Rolex jeweler is James & Sons in Chicago, Orland Park, and Cherville.
We know you know sports, so let's hear what you've got to say.
James in Lansing, Michigan. We've got Joanne watching in Skokie.
Oh. They look so much alike, they might be twins. Marion Hall, so let's see it. The
We haven't
look-alike.
done a look-alike in forever.
Ryan Heather said I would freak out if I found that in my yard.
You guys make sure you watch The Rush. We're Monday through Friday. We're at 5 p.m. We're the #1 rated Facebook show in all of Chicago.
And potentially the Midwest and North America. We haven't looked it all up.
Yeah, we're running the numbers.
Chicago's different, man. In this town, we take care of our own. And if you're with us, we're with you through thick or thin. That's what Chicago is.
We're going to go for a walk?
Talk a little bit about that. So there's that.
Who likes to talk? Me. I don't hear you. I don't hear you.
What's up? Authentic coverage for the authentic fan. NBC Sports Chicago.
Cubs fans, show your team pride with Cubs checking and an official Cubs MasterCard debit card. I've got one, only available at your local Wintrust community bank. Go to wintrust.com/Cubs to learn more. Member FDIC. All right, let's head back to Wrigley. Cole Hamels is meeting the media.
Big games just don't grow on trees anymore in the majors. What's it mean for a pitcher to finish when he starts?
That's what we kind of set out to do. I know, each and every one of us, the clubhouses I've been in, the pitching staffs I've been a part of. I mean, that's ultimately the goal. It's tough to do so now. The hitters are better. A lot more research is going into it. The analytics are, being able to, try to predict certain outcomes. But as a starter, you just have to grind and you have to pitch. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's what we are working every day for those 4 days in between is to get that CG, to finish what we're starting. And it's great to be able to do so. It really I think provides a boost, to the team, to the pitching staff, and to the bullpen.
With sitting there in Texas, those last 4 starts, you're grinding through that. Are you still thinking I'm still the pitcher I was, and that I know I can go out there and still dominate lines?
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty brutal, to say the least. It's to be a major league pitcher. You're going to have some tough times. You can't give in. You have to fight. That's what it is all about trying to be the best. You're going to go up against the best. They're not going to give in, so neither should you. You're going to have to take your lumps, and you have to fight through. I think that's where a lot of the mental side that sometimes we don't get to talk about as much really needs to get looked into, and that's kind of something I've had to focus on a little bit more this summer opposed to recent years. But there's a lot of great information to be able to fight through things. I've got a lot of, a great track record to fall back on. So it's just kind of staying within yourself, believing in yourself, and going out and just understanding that results will come. If you put, one foot in front of the other and you prepare the right way and you keep your confidence, the game will change and the game will, pull to your side.
All right. Wow. To listen to this guy, it's almost like that's the Phillies guy.
That's a motivational speaker right there, what he was saying. It was unbelievable.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, confidence, it is so key. Everybody's great at this level, and that difference maker is what Cole Hamels is talking about.
All right, we're going to see. We will be out at Wrigley tomorrow for the pregame show, and then we'll have the post back here in the studio. Cubs and Reds game 2 of a 4-game set, and Alec Mills will make his first start in a Cubs uniform. Thank you for watching Cubs Postgame Live, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. In the Loop with Luke and Pat is coming up next. See ya.
My goodness. Yes, indeed, shades of Dave Kingman. That home run ball rolling down Kenmore Avenue. Javi Baez, a tape measure blast tonight against the Reds. You know, it's Throwback Thursday, so you got a couple of throwbacks. Pat and Mark here. Welcome to In the Loop, presented by GMC.
Jabari Parker with some heartfelt throwback thoughts of his own returning to his hometown. And Bears fans may not see Roquan Smith play in a game before the regular season begins. Let's go no huddle.
The White Sox place catcher Wellington Castillo on the 10-day disabled list tonight because of a right shoulder inflammation. In case you forgot, Castillo just finished serving an 80-game suspension for violating the league's performance-enhancing drugs policy. He injured that shoulder during one of his rehab starts for AAA Charlotte.
Cubs with some injury news of their own. Tyler Chatwood, he was supposed to start tomorrow's game against the Reds. He's been placed on the DL with hip inflammation. Reliever Dylan Maples was recalled to take his spot on the roster. Alec Mills will make the spot start tomorrow against Cincinnati. We stay with the Cubs. Their stretch of 23 games in 23 days continued tonight as they open up their 4-game series against the Reds. Cole Hamels making his second start at the friendly confines. In the first, Phillip Ervin sends one to the hole. Daniel Murphy, diving stop, throws from his keister, a little high. Ervin is safe. Billy Hamilton heads home to put the Reds on the board first. Bottom of the inning, Cubs would answer. Anthony Rizzo's been feeling it as of late. How you doing? Third homer in as many games, 21st on the year. Cubs take a 2-1 lead. Third inning, Javi Baez making his presence felt. El Mago digs in, and he sends one deep into the night. 481 feet, second longest in the bigs this season. Cubs lead it 3-1. Baez brought the leather as well. Top of the 7, Dilson Herrera sends one into left center. Baez makes the nice diving snag. Cubs tack on in the bottom of the 7th. Ben Zobrist comes through with a single into right. That'll play Daniel Murphy. Come on down. And the Cubs take a 5-1 advantage later in the inning. Bases loaded for Victor Caratini. And he sends one into center. 2 more come down to score to make it 7-1. Northsiders after 7. Meanwhile, Cole Hamels, he's going the distance. Gave up 8 hits, just 1 earned run. Struck out 7, walked 2, season high 114 pitches. Ends with a double play. Cubs take it 7-1. Here's more from Cole after the victory.
Right now, we saw a lot of smiles, a lot of laughing.
Yes, yeah. I guess baseball's supposed to be fun, right? You know, this is a great team. You know, it's you know, tremendous energy. You know, what we have at stake. You know, this is a tough division. They've got some good teams. You know, that are fighting. So it's just a matter of really just enjoying the moment. You know, I know we're in the lead, and you know, that's what we're destined to do is to go out and win the division. That's what we fight for. And there's moments you have to enjoy it. I mean, this is a great game to play, and you know, to be fortunate enough to be able to have this opportunity, you know, on this team, you know, in this city, you know, couldn't you know, be more ecstatic day in and day out when I'm here.
Oh, and after what you went through in Texas, why are you 4-0 with an ERA of .79 here?
You know, I think that's the hard part in Texas. You know, I got into a rut and, you know, really was trying to get out of it. And sometimes when you strive to get out of something, you can make it worse. You know, you finally have to give in. You have to get back to the basics. I felt like I was able to do that. It just didn't show there. You know, and it was unfortunate. But, you know, here, back to the basics, you know, back to what I know how to do. You know, I've done it before. I did it in Texas. You know, so it's just something where you just have to believe in yourself and just execute pitches. And when you're able to execute pitches, you know, you don't have to strike everybody out. I think sometimes that kind of becomes a factor for a lot of us when things aren't going right. You just want to strike out the world. You know, there's a tremendous defense behind me, and I just have to let plays happen.
You're totally efficient tonight, but you have that 1 10-pitch at bat with Irvin. You don't give in to him, and get him out on some off-speed pitch at the end, or?
Yeah, he was fouling off everything. I think that's kind of the case. So you just go out and you throw him your best stuff, and it's a matter of chance that either he's going to keep fouling it off or he's going to finally miss it. So I think that was kind of the case. I wasn't going to give in just because that's not who I am. That's kind of the competitor inside of me, and I know Irvin himself was probably doing the same thing. So it's just a matter of just keep plugging away, and when you're being consistent, you just eventually things will happen for the good.
Baseball fans remember the kind of impact Justin Verlander had for the Houston Astros when he came over in the late season trade from the Tigers, helped Houston win the World Series. These are his numbers for his first 5 starts in an Astros uniform. Look at what Cole Hamels has done in his first 5. We're not saying he'll have exactly the same impact as Verlander, but look at the numbers. Cole Hamels' ERA is slightly better, Verlander with 13 more strikeouts. The key here, a veteran pitcher, a history of winning, rejuvenated, coming over to the Cubs in a division race.
But wait, there's more, Mark. Hamels is the first lefty in the live ball era to toss 5+ innings and allow 1 or no runs in each of his first 5 appearances with a team. It's, by the way, the first complete game by a Cubs pitcher this season, and the first by Hamels at Wrigley since, the no-hitter, when he was with the Fightin' Phils back in July of 2015. Joined now by the Davids, Kaplan, and DeJesus. Dougie Fresh, Doug Landville is still with us. Mark Shanowski, Pat Boyle. All right, guys, another gem from Cole Hamels on this night. He gave up the 1 earned run. He's given up only 3 earned in his 5 starts. Where would this team be without Cole? They would be in big, big trouble. He's arguably the best deadline acquisition anybody made in baseball.
And right now, he is a pitcher that's pitching at an elite level. And now it's forcing the other 3 or 4 starters, John Lester, Hendricks, Quintana, to step up to his level. So he is the guy that's changing the whole staff right now, and he's changing for the better.
I mean, they found the right fit. Someone who needed that rejuvenation you spoke about, just the ability to refine those gears from 2008, where he was, MVP in the World Series. I mean, this guy is in his pedigree, and he just needed an opportunity to kind of find it again. And the way he's pitching, he's winning ball games in different ways. That's what's so impressive about it.
And he saved the bullpen on this night big time.
This long stretch coming up. All right, Cap, you can sit this one out. I want to talk to the former Major League center fielders. You guys have patrolled center field. You've seen some long home runs. We've seen them wind up on Sheffield and Waveland Avenue. But that ball that Javi Baez hit is probably still rolling down Kenmore Avenue. Is that the longest one you've ever seen hit in that direction?
I mean, I was, 03 playoff Sammy Sosa, but the fact that it left the stadium, there's just something different about that. But you saw the fans reaching up for it, and then they all of a sudden turned around and looked to the street, and I was like, really? I mean, that ball was absolutely hit a mile, and I mean, that's Baez. He swings with all his might, and you figure if he ever runs into one at the perfect angle, he could do something like this.
And he hurt his wrist.
And that's 2 games in a row where he fouled one off his leg, and the next pitch he hits out. And this one he hurts his wrist. So expect something tomorrow. Right. I don't know what other body part he can hurt, but this guy is special. When he is on point, he is one of the toughest hitters in the game.
You've seen every homer at the friendly confine since the early 1900s. Where does that one rank for you? Funny guy, isn't he?
He was running down Kenmore after Kingman's home run.
I was actually telling these guys, I was there when Hank Aaron hit it over the camera well. Now the bleachers are reconfigured. I saw Clemente on TV do it, and Sammy in the 03 playoffs of Ugueth Urbina hit one to tie a ball game that was in that general vicinity, but this was a bomb, man.
Of course, Glenn Allen Hill hitting one across the street.
On the roof of that yellow brick building. Rizzo's homered now in 3 straight games, up to 21 on the year. Any adjustments that you've seen at the plate from him, David?
Today, I saw his first at bat. He moved away from the plate, and he attacked the first pitch. All game long, they were aggressive on the first pitch, but when Rizzo's going good, his swing seems effortless. It's just hands to the ball, and he's keeping his head down right there, staying through it. Yesterday, when he went oppo, it was the same thing. So when Rizzo gets going, it's more of his hands being loose and attacking the ball.
Yeah, he set the tone. I mean, you think about, the Reds scored 1 run, like a scrap run off of Hamels, and right away, Rizzo got that first pitch and jumped on it. And you saw the whole lineup kind of followed suit. There clearly was like a team plan around attacking DeSclafani early on, and it forced him to go to his secondary pitches for the first pitch in the sequence. So most of the rest of the game had to go to a slider and changeup, which he wasn't locating as well. So credit Rizzo for kind of setting that tone throughout the whole lineup.
Before today's game, Yu Darvish, he wrote a blog and addressed the media talking about basically what he's endured over the last 3 months. When you take a look at what you heard from Yu on this day, what did you take away? I took away that this was a guy that is relieved that there's an injury there. Because he even acknowledged through his translator, you know, if they hadn't found anything, I was starting to think, is it my mental weakness that I'm feeling something? He goes, I knew there was something wrong in there. And he said, I'm going to come back stronger than ever. So we'll see.
You know, it's not every year that you can acquire Babe Ruth at the deadline. And that's what the Cubs have apparently done with Daniel Murphy. His numbers against the Cubs are off the charts. His postseason numbers are phenomenal. How much of a pick-me-up is this for the ball club that was scuffling offensively to bring a guy like that to put at the top of your order?
No, it's huge. It's significant in that, for starters, you could put him at the top and he could stay there. He could really, because he has the ability to get on base. He's a power guy, and he's done it before. And in the postseason, he's been legendary. Outside of beating up on the Cubs with the Mets, he destroyed the Dodgers and everybody else. So, and it's always great to get a guy that used to crush you on your team. So they're like, okay, good. The Cardinals don't have him. But he's going to be a big boost, because that's that piece that kind of ties together that offense well, especially at the top of the order.
And what I've seen his last couple games are his bats. His at-bats are pro at-bats. He's not scared to get work to two strikes and then just stay inside of a ball. Tough inside pitch, can go the other way with it, can pull it, and you know the power is coming. So he's a guy that it just sets the right tone for the team. There's a lot of young guys behind him. He sets the tone. He's the pro guy that's leading the way right now.
Guys, thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
All right.
Yeah, look forward to it.
Cap's got to work out in cryo before the day game.
Yes. No doubt about it, kid.
You love the process.
Cubs and Reds get right back at it tomorrow. You can catch all the action right here on NBC Sports Chicago. Tyler Chatwood, he was placed on the DL, so it's Alec Mills getting the spot start tomorrow. Pre-game coverage begins from Wrigley at 12:30.
Well, that's going to do it for this extended version of Cubs Postgame Live on In the Loop, presented by GMC. Don't go anywhere, though. We're coming right back.
It's a golden opportunity to see the great lengths we go to for high performance. Like testing our performance line, the equivalent of up to 24 laps around the world. All to craft an unrivaled feel for the road, any road. Experience the feeling for yourself at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Lease the 2018 IS 300 all-wheel drive for $329 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Every one of you are special. We're here to find out how special you are.
16 men will fight for the contender belt, and all these guys got that look in their eyes. All eyes on us. Let's all rise up. Yeah.
Once we get in that ring, it's my family versus yours.
Let's go, baby. Oh.
This is it. Show me you won.
Only one will become the contender.
The Contender, the new season premieres only on Epix.
This isn't a commercial. We're not trying to sell you anything. It's actually far more important. Deaths on Illinois roadways due to drunk or buzzed drivers are on the rise. That means everyone you know, including yourself, are at risk. And it's up to you to choose life or death.
It's a massive markdown, an inventory overstock of the largest new Mitsubishi inventory in Illinois. 2 locations. Every new Mitsubishi will be sold with massive discounts. 0% APR financing for up to 72 months and no payments for 90 days. Plus get maximum trade-in dollars. Choose from more than 425 new Mitsubishis, including the new Eclipse Cross, for a limited time at Max Matson Mitsubishi in Downers Grove and Aurora, Naperville.
I'm Kyle Schwarber, and you're watching NBC Sports Chicago, home of the authentic fan.
center. Way out of here.
Oh, Mago, my goodness. Yes, indeed, shades of Dave Kingman. That home run ball rolling down Kenmore Avenue. Javi Baez, a tape measure blast tonight against the Reds. You know, it's Throwback Thursday, so you got a couple of throwbacks. Pat and Mark here. Welcome to In the Loop, presented by GMC.
Jabari Parker with some heartfelt throwback thoughts of his own returning to his hometown. And Bears fans may not see Roquan Smith play in a game before the regular season begins. Let's go no huddle.
The White Sox place catcher Wellington Castillo on the 10-day disabled list tonight because of a right shoulder inflammation. In case you forgot, Castillo just finished serving an 80-game suspension for violating the league's performance-enhancing drugs policy. He injured that shoulder during one of his rehab starts for AAA Charlotte.
Cubs with some injury news of their own. Tyler Chatwood, he was supposed to start tomorrow's game against the Reds. He's been placed on the DL with hip inflammation. Reliever Dylan Maples was recalled to take his spot on the roster. Alec Mills will make the spot start tomorrow against Cincinnati.
And Yu Darvish met the media before tonight's game against the Reds. He explained in great detail the process that led to his 2018 season coming to an end because of a stress reaction in his pitching elbow. Darvish said he won't be throwing a baseball for the next 6 weeks. Then he'll start a rehab program. He's determined to come back to the Cubs even stronger than ever next season. So the question for you, is surgery an option to repair that injured elbow?
いや、全く今のところは何も言われてないですから。
You know, at this point, no, or I haven't been told. And I may see other doctors to see, but that still, you know, hasn't been decided. So right now, at this point, no. It's really nice knowing what the cause of the pain is, and then, you know, exactly how long I need to take days off. And what, like, having been told, like, what not to do during a certain time is really relieving. Until the diagnosis, there was some time that I thought it could be my mental side because there was an unknown factor. If this was something in regards to my mental, say, weakness, then, you know, this just proves that baseball isn't my sport, shouldn't be what I'm doing. But with the diagnosis, like, it's been diagnosed that there was something in my arm, so it only makes me, you know, get stronger going forward.
Meanwhile, the Cubs stretch of 23 games in 23 days continued tonight at Clark and Addison. They open up the 4-game series against the Reds. Cole Hamels making his second start at Wrigley. In this first inning, Phillip Ervin sends one to the hole. Daniel Murphy, nice play there. Throw is high, though, so Ervin is safe, and Billy Hamilton puts the visitors from Cincinnati on the board first. Bottom of the inning, the Cubs would answer, though. Anthony Rizzo feeling at home in the heart of the order. Hey, now. His third homer in as many games, 21st on the year. Cubs take a 2-1 advantage. Third inning now. Javi Baez homered yesterday in Detroit. He sends this one to at least Grand Rapids. El Mago deep into the night. His 27th. This one travels 481 feet, second longest in the bigs this season. No dancing in that bullpen. They're stunned. Cubs lead 3-1. Baez, he brought the leather as well. Top of 7, Dilson Herrera gets robbed there. Another nice snag as El Mago topples over, makes the catch. Cubs would tack on to the bottom of the 7th inning. Ben Zobrist sends one into right. Come on down, Daniel Murphy. And Joe's team takes a 5-1 lead. Later in the inning, bases loaded for Victor Caratini. And he sends one into center. 2 more score, 7-1. And Cole Hamels was getting it done on the bump. He went the distance, gave up 8 hits. Just 1 earned run, struck out 7, walked 2, a season-high 114 pitches. It ended on that double play. Cubs win 7-1. Here's Kelly Krull with Cole after the contest.
Do you need to take a breath here for a second,
Yeah, it's probably the most pitches this year. So, but you got to Matt, let me be able to go out there and finish it. The guys played unbelievable behind me. I mean, you really have to give all the guys credit there. To be able to put up the runs they did, that's been awesome. I know getting out of that funk, so it's been good. I mean, this is a great place to play. I mean, this is the environment you want to be in. It's a great night game. So it's good stuff.
Well, this is the first complete game for the Cubs pitchers this year. You saw and probably heard these fans on their feet in the 8th when you came to bat, and then again in the 9th. You said you loved pitching here. What did the atmosphere mean for you tonight in terms of energy?
It's the best. I mean, when you're able to have the guys, so into the game, the fans, they give you that extra boost. So to be able to feel it in the 8th inning, I knew what we could be able to accomplish. And, they were obviously on their feet every sort of pitch that we got. So it was great.
Brag about your battery mate. Well, there you have it.
There it is. It's nice and cold now.
I was going to have you brag about your battery mate tonight, Victor Caratini, at the plate and behind the plate.
No, we've really been able to work on just good pitch sequencing. In between the games, we've really been discussing it, and I think we had a really good game plan. It's been great to see, just for us to be able to get on the same page so quickly. So it's exciting to be able to see what we're going to be able to do in the future.
Well, last but not least, you mentioned the defense. Javi Baez doing it all. What did you think of that play he made?
No, I thought there was no chance he was going to get that. So, I mean, that's just kudos to him. I mean, that was awesome to see. That's a top play right there for me.
With all the Gatorade baths that Kelly has seen over the last
and she's avoided them all.
She's avoided them all, but it's as if they're coming for the first time out of nowhere. She shrieks like
still
surprised. That or she's acting very well. So maybe there's an Emmy going for that.
That's right.
Meanwhile, Hamels, he gets the Cubs' first complete game of the season, somewhat of an indictment on the staff. In 5 starts for the Northsiders, Hamels, a .79 ERA in 34 innings of work, struck out 30, walking just 8. Here's Joe on his deadline acquisition.
They never really realized how good of an athlete he is until I actually got on the field with him. You saw the pickoff, you saw his defense. I see him swing the bat, great bunt, and then he's a pretty good pitcher on top of that. He's just a really good athlete that happens to be a pitcher. So what he does and how he's done it for so many years, no big surprise. I love the fact that he was able to complete that game. I think that absolutely benefits him down the road. It would have been nicer had we been able to made that 9th inning easier for him, because otherwise, that first inning when they got their run, that was some unfortunate contact, but he was outstanding.
How tempted were you on the top step there to?
Well, it got to Barnhart, and you'd rather have him hit right than left-handed, so that was part of it also. That was probably pretty much it right there. Had he gotten on, if he got him out, I was going to let him pitch to the next guy too. But we had Chavez ready, so you got to move it. You got to move it. I'm not doing that for Cole in a sense, but I'm doing it for Cole because he deserved it. And we kind of messed up that last inning on him, and plus I still see 93 on the gun, so that mattered to me. If I saw a lesser number, I probably would have done something differently.
The scouting report was before they traded for him that the velo was actually up from earlier in the year. How impressive is that to see a pitcher who has this many innings still be able to get it up there and ball really gets on hitters quickly?
Yeah. Well, again, he's in such great shape. He is really athletic. I mean, I can't emphasize that enough. I've seen him, but I've never really put all that together. Watching him from the other dugout, when you're on the same side and you watch him more closely, it's a really good athlete that happens to be a pitcher, and that's why at his age he gets the torque in his turn. It's there. The ball to the hand, you're right, jumps out of the hand. It's good. There's got good life at home plate. Plus, he's got this other stuff that makes his fastball better. The changeup's outstanding. He didn't throw many curves, I don't think, tonight. It was cutter, change, fastball is what I saw.
He's been dominating, and our staff has already been really good. Obviously, losing you for the rest of the year. Hopefully, we were, hoping he would come back and be himself. But with the addition of Cole, he has all the credentials, and he's really seems like he's having a good time here.
He was an outstanding pitcher, but did you know how athletic he was? Just by the way he covers ground out there.
I didn't know. when he faced us, we didn't get many hits off of him. But it's just he's very athletic. He's a great teammate. He's a great guy too. So that's even a bigger plus than being Cole Hamels, the great pitcher. Cubs and Reds tomorrow on NBC Sports Chicago. Pregame show at 12:30. Now to the Motor City. White Sox and Tigers. James Shields looking for his 17th quality start of the season. Only gave up 2 runs for the first 5 innings, but then it all unraveled. A series of big flies for the Tigers. Nick Castellanos, Mikey Matuk, and Ronnie Rodriguez all go deep off Shields. Detroit up 5-0, so no quality start on this day. Top of the 8th, Tigers now up by a touchdown. That's when Jose Rondon, just called up from Charlotte, he gets the visitors on the board with a 2-run homer. 15 straight contests for the White Sox with at least 1 round tripper. Ryan Burr making his major league debut in relief. And the big right-hander made quick work of the Tigers. He retired all 4 batters he faced, struck out a pair, and that's your silver lining in the White Sox 7-2 defeat. Time now for our Crunchers of the night, courtesy of Stats Guru Chris Kamka. As we just mentioned, the Sox were able to extend their streak of consecutive games with at least 1 home run to 15 in a row. That's 2 shy of the franchise record, which was set back in May and June of 2000.
Michael Kopech is the latest athlete to have his social media past unearthed after a performance on sports' big stage. The Sox pitcher apologized for the tweets he posted when he was 17 years old, which included offensive words and descriptions for African Americans, Mexicans, and homosexuals. Kopech deleted the tweets, but somebody posted screenshots of them on Thursday. White Sox GM Rick Hahn released a statement saying Michael has been very upfront about his tweets from high school several years ago. He has taken responsibility and apologized for his offensive and inappropriate word choices at the time. But he has stressed that those careless words do not reflect who he is today. It is certainly true that they don't reflect the young man we know as a maturing, growing, and developing member of our organization.
Still ahead on In the Loop, Roquan Smith's availability for Saturday's preseason game against Kansas City is very much in doubt. Matt Nagy making his Soldier Field coaching debut against the team he just left. Jabari Parker offers some heartfelt comments about returning to Chicago. We'll hear from the former Simeon High School star. And his new teammate, Zach LaVine, showing off the explosiveness that helped him win a pair of slam dunk championships earlier in his career. You'll enjoy seeing what Zach's been up to this summer.
In the Loop on NBC Sports Chicago is presented to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
Few others on Earth can rival the strength of an ant relative to its size. Until now. The new 2018 GMC Terrain has arrived. Terrain, the powerful compact SUV from GMC. Step up to GMC with 14% below MSRP on this 2018 Terrain SLE. That's over $4,400 below MSRP when you finance through GM Financial.
It's not just a coaster, you know. It's an invitation.
Jim Beam on the rocks.
The bourbon that's been making history since 1795 invites you to make some of your own.
Thanks. It's like a smart thing. What's the weather?
Sunny. Perfect chicken eating weather.
How'd you get in here?
It's time for chicken.
What's the traffic like?
Rerouting you to chicken.
Okay.
Hey, Calzo, order pizza.
Ordering chicken.
No, pizza.
Chicken.
Okay, chicken it is.
Chicken biscuits made fresh daily for breakfast.
Now that's smart.
17,000 hot dogs are sold at Wrigley Field each game. There are 318 openings in the manual scoreboard. The iconic ivy has graced the outfield wall for 80 years. And 0 is the amount of fees you pay with a Cubs checking account. We even reimburse ATMs outside our network nationwide. It's just one more way. We root for Chicago.
It's Nissan's Bottom Line Model Year-End event. Get big clearance savings on the last of our 2018s, like Altima, Titan, and Rogue, featuring Nissan's latest available tech. Don't miss out on clearance savings. The bottom line, the smartest time to buy a new Nissan is now.
Save up to $35.30 on Rogue, or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models.
But hurry, the bottom line and our 2018s are almost gone.
Time now for our postcards from camp, brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Bears getting set for the most important preseason game on the slate, and they will likely not have their top draft pick, Roquan Smith, available to play on Saturday afternoon against Kansas City. If his hamstring issue won't allow him to go, would the Bears put him in that 5th and final preseason game when usually no starters ever play? We'll see. Here's Matt Nagy's response when he was asked if Roquan was ruled out for this week's game.
I'm not going to say that, no. No, it's a good try. But no, I'm not going to say that, but I would say right now it's you know, with him not being out here full go the last 2 days, it's been a little tough. Go ahead.
Is that disappointing, having waited so long to see him? I mean,
disappointing is not the word. I think for all of us, there's just that anticipation and knowing what he can do when he's full go, you know. And he, trust me, he wants to be out there more than anybody. But it is what it is. I mean, again, it's the preseason, so we can be a little more per se cautious with it. You have to be so careful with those injuries, because all of a sudden you think you're good and then you put somebody in and then it compounds it, and we want to stay away from the compounded, you know, injuries.
So it's the 4th Bears preseason game this week, but it'll be their first at Soldier Field. So it's Matt Nagy's first time as head coach on the length front, and he'll go up against his previous employer, Kansas City, and his coaching mentor, Andy Reid.
The significance of what we've emphasized to the team, of what that means here at Soldier Field. And so you get to feel, I don't know what to expect. I can't tell you. I haven't been there. So until I'm there, and I am excited for it. I know our team's excited for it. A lot of first times for players and coaches. So I'm looking forward to it.
I feel like it's very important, definitely for our confidence. It being a new offense and stuff like that. This has been our final time before the regular season to show what we can do. So I feel like it's very important for us to go out there and do well.
When Jabari Parker signed that 2-year, $40 million free agent contract with the Bulls, the reasons went far beyond money or his role on a rebuilding team. Parker is Chicago through and through, growing up on the city's south side with a true appreciation of what it took to survive a difficult environment with the help of family and community leaders. Jabari wrote a column for the Players Tribune expressing his gratitude for the chance to return to Chicago and play for his hometown Bulls. And his love for the city came through loud and clear. And here's an excerpt from the column that was published today. What does it feel like to be a Bull, to be coming back to Chicago where it all started? It's Simeon Academy and making history with 4 straight high school state championships. It's number 23, what he did, how he did it, and what he made us all want to be. It's my new teammates and my new team, the glory days of the past and the ones coming into our future. I'm back home, Chicago, but I never really left. There's so much I want to give to the city that's given me so much over the years, end quote. I had a chance to interview Jabari recently about what it meant to him to sign with his hometown team.
Well, initially it was bittersweet just because I love the city of Milwaukee. It was like a suburb that I used to stay in Illinois. But coming back home is even more better just because I have a lot of love here. And I'm acclimated, and I know a lot of my life that's been rooted here.
Now, Juwan Howard was a big high school star at CVS, of course, had a long NBA career. Now he's an assistant coach in the league. Is he still an influence on your life?
Yeah, definitely is my mentor to this day. Every time we play the Heat, he grabs me to the side and always make sure that my mental is right.
Now, if people get a chance, you should really Google Juwan's article on the Players Tribune talking about the city of Chicago, your love for the city and wanting to give back. One of the things that struck me is you said that when you retire from the NBA, you'd like to be a teacher one day to try to help kids and show them that there's more than one way to be successful in life.
Yeah, it's definitely one way, more than one way to be successful in life, and basketball was my journey, but if we provide more outlets for kids, they'll get that proper exposure for whatever they want to do in life.
No question about it, Jabari Parker is Chicago through and through. Now to some Lexus must-see video. Experience amazing. We're only a month away from the start of Bulls training camp, NBA fans, and it looks like Zach LaVine might be thinking about getting back in the slam dunk contest. He's got that explosiveness back. He's been dominating the Pro-Am circuit in the Seattle area. Bulls are hoping for big things from the 23-year-old high flyer after signing into that 4-year, $78 million contract. He's got some big plans ahead.
Not many people remember before Niemi said no. It was the Boulin Wall manning the crease for the Blackhawks. We'll look back at the Hawks dynasty between the pipes. Chicago Dogs manager Butch Hobson with an epic meltdown a few weeks back. What would he do for an encore? We'll show it to you next when In the Loop continues.
What's he going to do with this? It's a golden opportunity to see the great lengths we go to for high performance. Like testing our performance line, the equivalent of up to 24 laps around the world. All to craft an unrivaled feel for the road, any road. Experience the feeling for yourself at the Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event.
Lease the 2018 IS 300 all-wheel drive for $329 a month for 36 months.
Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer.
Every one of you are special. We're here to find out how special.
16 men will fight the contender belt, and all these guys got that look in their eye. All eyes on. Let's all rise up. Yeah.
Once we get in that ring, it's my family versus yours.
Let's go, baby. Oh. This is it. Show me you won.
Only one will become the contender.
The Contender, the new season premieres only on Epix.
This isn't a commercial. We're not trying to sell you anything. It's actually far more important. Deaths on Illinois roadways due to drunk or buzzed drivers are on the rise. That means everyone you know, including yourself, are at risk. And it's up to you to choose life or death.
It's a massive markdown, an inventory overstock of the largest new Mitsubishi inventory in Illinois. 2 locations. Every new Mitsubishi will be sold with massive discounts. 0% APR financing for up to 72 months and no payments for 90 days. Plus get maximum trade-in dollars. Choose from more than 425 new Mitsubishis, including the new Eclipse Cross, for a limited time at Max Matson Mitsubishi in Downers Grove and Aurora, Naperville.
Wherever you are, you're there. The NBC Sports app, your home for live streaming coverage of the Cubs, all connected by Xfinity.
High fly ball out into center. Way out of here.
Oh, Mago, my goodness.
Great camera work by our NBC Sports Chicago crew. Javi Baez, the second longest homer in the majors this season, 481 feet. Here's what Javi had to say about the big blast.
I didn't feel it off the bat, really. Great. You know, we've been battling to play with the wind here, and you know, I think that was one of my dreams. Hit a ball like that with the wind blowing out. And, you know, finally we got it.
Well, it is Throwback Thursday. We're the kings of smooth transition. From Javi Baez's blast to hockey. It's been 10 years since the Blackhawks started their run of Stanley Cup playoff appearances, which unfortunately, as Pat well knows, came to an end this past spring. Everyone remembers Antti Niemi stepping up in 2010 before Corey Crawford got a chance to raise the cup twice as the Hawks' starting goalie.
Niemi says no, but not everyone may remember the Blackhawks spending big in free agency on Nikolai Khabibulin and Cristobal Huet. It's time for part 5 of Start of a Dynasty, brought to you by the new 2019 Kia Sorento. Conquer your mountain.
this situation gives us the best chance to win every night. The competition, is important. It's vital that you have the competition for jobs. So, they're both great goaltenders, and hopefully they'll both get along and just roll them, one every night, and away you go.
He's a great guy. He's obviously a great goalie, and it's going to be very interesting working with him and pushing each other.
I think both guys want to be that guy. Both guys want bulk of games. Both guys have been able to do that. And, we're comfortable that both guys are capable. And right now it's up to me. And I think we're just going to let it evolve right now and see how it plays out. But I don't like changing a winning hand.
As much as people don't want to say it, sometimes there is a letdown when you have your backup goaltender going there and you're like, we're going to be squeaky good or squeaky clean. But these guys every night give us a chance and opportunity to win, and I like the situation that we have right now.
Nice to see him in his first start get a win. It's probably a little nerve-wracking getting that opportunity.
I was really nervous, but the team played great game and good D, so it wasn't so bad.
He's an unbelievable goal. He's quick. He's fun to watch. He's different to shoot on. And it's great to have. It's his day, definitely.
Speaking of throwbacks, this is kind of like a Doug Brown segment, a little bit of everything. In case you missed it, Chicago Dogs minor league manager Butch Hobson was tossed from a game back on August 7th, and Hobson decided to get his money's worth. Used to be a big league third baseman with the Red Sox, so he just went right over to the hot corner, grabbed the bag, and gave it to a young fan. Nice touch there. Well, Butch was at it again recently. This video just surfaced from a game last Thursday. Upset with a check swing call. He gets cost. So he decides to round the bases. He had some power in his day, hit 98 big league homers. So he pantomimes that he hits a home run and trots around the bases, even high-fived everyone on his way into the dugout. So Butch will give you high marks for the action.
High five goes out to John Graff.
Indeed.
After 11 years here, he's moving on. We miss you, John. Did a great job for us. Thanks a lot and good luck.
There should be a John Taj on the way out. We're sorry we didn't get that for you.
Few others on Earth can rival the strength of an ant relative to its size. Until now, the new 2018 GMC Terrain has arrived. Terrain, the powerful compact SUV from GMC. Step up to GMC with 14% below MSRP on this 2018 Terrain SLE. That's over $4,400 below MSRP when you finance through GM Financial.
In Chicago's weather, accuracy matters. The NBC5 storm teams get the most accurate radars. Live Doppler 5, cutting through severe weather to see the next wave that's approaching. Other radars may only see the first line of storms. Storm Ranger 5, our own Doppler radar that goes right to the storm, filling in the gaps that fixed radars miss. No one else in Chicago owns 2 Doppler radars to keep you safe, on air, and with you live on our app. Chicago's most accurate weather from the NBC5 storm team.
Go inside the lives of Chicago's biggest sports stars, only on Inside Look, presented by Cadillac. Your questions answered.
They got this big because basketball got this big.
Idols revisited.
They bring the atmosphere and the energy that you need throughout the grind of the season.
And the stories behind the headlines revealed.
Definitely a moment that I'll never forget.
Catch a new interview every month with Inside Look on NBC Sports Chicago. Visit NBCSportsChicago.com for listings. For Chicago's Sports Talk with Sizzle, crank up the heat and turn on STL on NBC Sports Chicago. Host David Kaplan brings his no-nonsense opinion to the table in a half hour on the topics that are trending with our teams.
We always described ourselves as mentally tough, right? Just because you think I'm going to hit you doesn't necessarily mean
I'm already in your head.
I've already won.
Sports Talk Live, presented by the Chevy Silverado, weeknights at 6 on NBC Sports Chicago.
We know you know sports, so let's hear what you've got to say.
James in Lansing, Michigan. We've got Joanne watching in Skokie.
They look so much alike, they might be twins. Mary and Halsey, let's see it. The
We haven't
look-alike.
done a look-alike in forever.
Ryan Heather said I would freak out if I found that in my yard.
You guys make sure you watch The Rush. We're Monday through Friday. We're at 5 p.m. We're the #1 rated Facebook show in all of Chicago.
And potentially the Midwest and North America. We haven't looked it all up.
Yeah, we're running the numbers.